In our last class, we have discussed about sequential and branching instructions, as well as what you mean by conditional code flags, and we discussed different conditional code flags and when it will be set and reset. In today's class, we are discussing about different types of addressing modes. So first of all, we'll get to know what is meant by addressing mode. Different ways in which address of an operand is specified in an instruction, and that is referred as addressing mode. So as you know, the instruction is having two parts. One is called the opcode and second one is operand. So how can you represent an operand inside the instruction is called the addressing mode. The different ways you can represent an operand inside your instruction. You are already knowing that in high-level programming language we were using variables and even pointers. So those all things will be holding a data. In the same way, assembly language programming is also holding the data in different format. That is what we are discussing through addressing modes. So these are the 10 different types of addressing modes we are discussing in today's session. First is register addressing mode, absolute addressing mode, or it is also called as direct addressing mode, immediate addressing mode, indirect addressing mode, index addressing mode, base with index and offset, relative, auto increment, and auto decrement addressing modes. We'll go into its details. So the first one is a register mode. What do you mean by register mode? The operand inside the register operand will be keeping inside the register in an instruction. That is called a register addressing mode. So where will be the content? So the operand, the data part of the instruction, will be present inside a register. That is the major point. And how we are representing that register in an instruction? That is through its name. So address of register or its name will be given in the instruction. So the instruction will be looking like this: clear R1, move R1, R2. So here your R1 and R2 both will be, the operands are always present inside the register. So we are calling it as register mode, register addressing mode. Second one is we are moving into absolute or direct addressing mode. So what do you mean by absolute or direct addressing mode? In absolute or direct addressing mode, where will be your operand? The operand will be inside an address. So the address will be specifying in the instruction, and that is called the absolute or direct addressing mode. Here, in the first case, your operand was present inside the register. In the second case, that is absolute or direct addressing mode, your operand is present in an address. That address will be keeping inside the instruction. So the operand will be present in a memory location, and that memory location will be explicitly specifying in the instruction. So A is just a memory location like your 2000, 3000 some memory location. So in that memory location, we are doing certain operation through this instruction clear A. That means A is a memory location that is assigning with a 0. So similarly, location content will be transferring to R2. So location is a memory location that we are trying to access. So this is an example of the operand is specifying through a memory location address. So that is the absolute or direct addressing mode. So what will happen in the first instruction? Clear R1. That means the R1 register will be keeping with value 0, and similarly you are having another one, clear A. So A is just an address, so that address will be assigning with a 0. So that is the difference between the first and second addressing mode. In register addressing mode, your operand will be keeping inside the register, but in absolute addressing mode, you are keeping it inside the memory location. We'll move on to the next one, that is called the immediate addressing mode. What do you mean by immediate addressing mode? In immediate addressing mode, the data itself will be directly giving in the instruction. So see, the operand given explicitly in the instruction. So here the hash symbol will also be added. It means that the value. So the value 200 will be moving into R1. That is what this instruction is mentioning. So we are not keeping this 200 in any of, not in any of the register, not in any of the memory location. Directly itself we are giving the value. Add 2 comma 3. So there 2 and 3 are the data we are doing the operation. 2 and 3 we are explicitly mentioning in the instruction. That is called immediately the data is available for processing. So it is called as immediate addressing mode. This will be mainly used with to represent constants. We'll move on to the next. So what will happen here? The R0 register will be keeping with the number or the value what was specified in the instruction, that is 200. Next is indirect addressing mode. So till now we three addressing modes we have discussed: register addressing mode, direct addressing mode or absolute addressing mode, and immediate addressing mode. This is indirect addressing mode. What do you mean by indirect addressing mode? Direct we have studied, in a memory location you are having the data present in that particular memory location. So that memory location we are mentioning in the instruction. What should be the indirect addressing mode? Indirect addressing mode means the effective address of the operand is the content of a register or a memory location whose address appear in an instruction. So actually it is indirectly we are specifying the data. You can just read it. The effective address of the operand address will be specifying as a content of a register or memory location. So register or your memory location will be having an address. You go to that particular address, there you will be getting the data what you needed in the instruction. So indirect addressing mode is placing the register name or memory address inside the register name or memory address in a instruction in a parenthesis. So that is the way we are mentioning like it is an indirect addressing mode. So the if a location is holding an address of something, that we are also already studied that that is called as a pointer. So how can we represent it as? So like this. So it will be representing inside a parenthesis. So this parenthesis is a functional parenthesis. So in that parenthesis is indicating that the content of R1 is an address. You go to that address, there you can find out the operand what you needed. So that was mentioned through an diagram. So actually you will be having opcode and operand part. So operand part you have mentioned like register R. So go to that register, there you can find out that a pointer to an operand, that is an address to the operand. Go to that address, there you can find out the operand what you required. So when we studied about register addressing mode, you are having the opcode and register. Go to that register, there itself you can find out the operand. But here actually again keeping one more address, so that address again you should go to the memory and there you can find out the operand what you require. That's why it is called as indirect addressing mode. Again the similar type of example is showing add R1 comma R0. So what is this? R0 will be having the direct value whatever the content you require, but R1 is holding an address. You go to R1, R1 is holding the address B. Go to B, there your operand will be present. So R0 direct value and R1 the content of B will be taken and it will be added and result will be storing in R0. That is the instruction is happening. So R1 is holding an address, so we can tell that R1 is working like a pointer. In the similar way, this is with respect to an register we have mentioned. In the similar way, with respect to an address also we are having. So look into this example, add a comma R0. So R0 data you will be directly getting. This A is representing again one address. Assume that your A is 1000. Your A is 1000. So go to 1000. There you can find out another address. That is the bracket indicating. Go to 1000. You can able to find out another address, that is 2000, and go to 2000 memory location. So there you can find out the operand what you require. So here A will be acting like holding an address, so we can tell that A is also working like a pointer. So look into this example, what will happen in this case. So R1 will be keeping a value, whatever the value we don't know. So R2 is having certain value that you should transfer into R1. The bracket indicating that R2 will be holding an address. So you check R2 is holding an address 1000. Its content will be the content of R2. So its content will be, that is 5. So that will be transferring to R1. So finally the address of R2 will be taken and that value will be keeping inside the R1. Similarly, in the memory also, this is an example for memory. So you are having a memory called AR that is holding an address that is 101. Go to 101, again you are finding out an address, go to that 104, 104 is the address present in 101. There you can able to find out your operand what is required. This is the example for indirect addressing mode. So how direct and indirect addressing mode differs, we have discussed. In direct addressing mode, if it is if the data itself, in the memory location itself will be holding the data, but in the case of indirect addressing mode, the memory location will be holding an address of another, will be holding an address. In that particular address, your operand will be present. Next is indexing mode. So index mode is representing effective address of the operand is generated by adding a constant value to a content of register. So that this will be doing adding a constant value to the actual content of the register, that is called the index mode. So what will happen? The register used may be either a special register or it may be a general purpose register. If we are using a special register, that special register for holding what? Holding the content constant value. Is adding to a content of a register. So a constant value will be adding to the content of a register. The register may be either a general special purpose register only for this purpose, or it may, we can even use our general purpose registers of the processor. If we are using a special register, that we are calling as index register. So the special register which is used for storing a value that is used for indexing mode, and that is called as index register. We'll look into the example which will give you the clear idea. How can we write it in the instruction? So it will be looking like a x of Ri. So x of Ri is meaning Ri will be having, it was mentioning like Ri is putting inside the bracket. So it Ri will be keeping an address. Along with that address you add x also. Go to that corresponding address. There you can find out the operand you needed, the instruction. So effective address will be adding x and Ri address. So both will be added and result will be giving the operand where when you are doing this operation, the index register is not changing. Only this offset, or it is called as the constant value what you are adding, that is varying. So this is the example will give you the clear idea about what is meant by indexed addressing mode. So you can see that add 20 R1 comma R2. So it means that R1 is having an address. Go to R1, look into it. You are having 1000 as the address in R1. Adding that, this is the extra constant value you are adding. So 1000 plus 20, 1020. So there you look in 1020, you can able to find out your operand. That is the first way of representing the indexed addressing mode. Even the opposite will also work, like 1000 will be keeping, we'll look into it. 1000 will be keeping here, offset is in the index register. So whatever the constant value we are keeping, that we can kept inside the register, and 1000 you can mention. Both will be same effect will be getting. It will be going into 1000 memory location, adding the register content 20. So it will be total will be 1020 always. So it will be in 1020 will be giving the operand. So two different ways here, either 20 you can keep outside and 1000 you can keep inside the register, or even 20 can be keep inside the register and 1000 will be kept as the offset. So both will be working in the similar way because operation will be same. 1000 plus 20 will be adding in both the cases. 1020 your operand will be present. Usually the indexed addressing mode will be used with the arrays and all. So for consecutive access of the memory locations, indexing mode can be used. Now we will be seeing with a few variations of indexing addressing mode. One is base with index, second one is base with the index and offset. So what is base with index? So base with index is mentioning like you are having two values now. One is the constant value and second one the, or it is also called as the offset value or the register content. If till now what we have seen in the index register is only one value will be keeping inside the register, but in base with index you will be keeping both the values inside the registers and then the operation will be similar, adding the contents of the registers. We are using one more register which will be containing the offset x, in that will be called as base with index mode, and it can be represented like ri comma rj. The effective address will be always anyway sum of ri and rj. The second register is usually called as base register. So the base address will be keeping. Base address means the address from which you are counting the offset. So in the previous example it was 1000. From that base you are adding 20 address locations. So it is 1020. So that is base with index register, actually a variation of index register itself. Indexed addressing mode itself, instead of keeping the offset separately in the instruction, we are using one more register for storing the offset. The second one is based with index and offset. So here actually one more constant value will be added. So from looking to this example itself, you will understand what it's exactly doing. So the both the offset and constant will be adding, along with that one more offset value will be added. So the effective address is the sum of all the three things, x plus ri plus rj. So that all things will be, x will be the offset and ri and rj are two register contents. So both will be added along with the x. So that address will be giving you the address of the operand. So that are actually variations of indexed addressing mode. So here relative mode is in another addressing mode. Even relative mode is also a variation of your indexed addressing mode. So here I told we are having in indexed addressing mode, we will be keeping a special register, and that special register is also called as index register. Instead of that special register, if program counter itself will be storing that value, we will be calling it as relative addressing mode. It is actually a variation of indexing mode where the index register is your program count. Instead of index register, we are keeping a program counter, and that is called as relative addressing mode. We know that the instructions are being executed based on the program counter address, which is the next instruction that will be storing inside the program counter. So this will be actually useful in the case of finding the target address or the branch instruction. So the address location will be relative to the program counter. That's why it is called as relative addressing mode. So this example will exactly give you what is meant by relative addressing mode. So the example I told, the relative addressing mode will be XPC. In that way it will be representing to R1. Whatever the XPC content, X is having 100, PC will be the program counter. So till now we have written XRI was written. So instead of RI we told that will be in the relative addressing mode, it will be program counter. So when it is accessing the instruction 2, so actually what is the operation should do? X and Ri means X plus Ri will be adding. Similarly, when the second instruction is executing, 2 plus 100 will be adding, that is 102. So it will be trying to access the content of 102. and that will be your operand. So 102 will be having 110A, that will be your operand. That will be moving to R1. And one more thing, it was mentioned like in the relative addressing mode, we can use even it is for branching. Assume that the program counter is in 200 memory location and you want to access the 102. So even you can be keep any value that is positive or a negative value. If program counter is 200 and you want to access 102, you should reduce 98. So X can keep a value minus 98 also, so that the program counter can access 102 address. That is the speciality of relative addressing mode. We'll going into the last two addressing mode. What is auto increment and the second one is auto decrement addressing mode. What is auto increment addressing mode? After accessing the operand, the contents of the register is automatically incremented to the consecutive memory location, the next memory location. So first, but it is accessing the memory, and then it is represented like this, R1 plus. So it means that this is containing an address. That one plus is indicating that it is accessing the address, and after that it is incrementing. So effective address is the content of R1, and after that R1 will be increasing to R1 plus 1. Auto decrement addressing mode. So it is minus R1. So it means that first it is decrementing and then it will be accessing the address. So before accessing the operand, the content of the register is automatically decremented to the point to the previous consecutive memory location, and then that will be accessing. That is called R minus R1. That is called the auto decrement mode. So we have studied about different addressing modes. So immediate means value will be directly telling in the instruction. Register means inside the register your operand will be present. Absolute or direct means inside the location your value will be present. Indirect means the one address will be specifying. Go to that specific address, there the content will be taken. Even location also the address will be specifying. Inside that address one more address will be present there. Go to that particular address, there your operand will be present. Index mode XRI, X and RI will be added, and that will be giving the address of the operand. Base with index, both will be keeping inside the register, so both the content will be added and that will be giving base with the index. Base with the index and offset, so that will be giving the one more offset will be added. X plus Ri plus Rj will be, that is called the base with index and offset. Then the relative addressing mode XPC, so it will be giving the one of the index instead of index register we are using program counter in the index addressing mode, that is called a relative addressing mode with respect to program counter where the operand is. That's what is calculating in a relative addressing mode, that we are calling as XPC. Then auto increment and auto decrement. In auto increment addressing mode, you are first accessing the data, then you are incrementing the register content. In auto decrement, first you are decrementing the register content, then that decremented from that decremented register content you are accessing the data. These are the different addressing mode. This video will give you a animation video related to these different addressing modes, and in our next class we are discussing about what are the basic input output operations and how it is performing inside the system. Thank you.